So winter is fast approaching, and we all know that winter camping is considerably more expensive and heavier than three-season camping. So I put together a list of budget lightweight options that can see you through the coldest winter temperatures. There's going to be some gear that you don't need to change, a bit like a backpack, so I've not included that in this list. Backpack that I use is a 45 litre, that sees me through summer and winter, and I can fit all of my heavy duty winter gear in there. That's including camera equipment for filming. So 45 litres should be enough, but you may want to change it. But you don't need a winter pack as opposed to a three-season pack. So first up, I've got a tent. Now, I have not used this tent, but I'm very tempted to actually buy it because it's been standing out on my little want list for a long time, and the company is called Stoic. Now, they do a range of lightweight 4-season and 3-season tents at incredible prices, and they look really, really good. And this is very similar to a Hilleberg Acto. It's very similar to the Robins Chaser. It's that sort of style of tent, but it's incredibly cheap. So this tent comes in at £135. It is a single poled tunnel tent, and it weighs 1,500 grams, 1.5 kilos, one person. But it's wide, it's long, and it looks incredibly strong, and it's 4-season inner as well, so there's plenty of space in there for you to cook in the vestibule area. There's loads of space inside for you and your gear, and it's suitable for a 4-season temperature climate. High winds, I don't know, it might not be the strongest of tents, but we're looking at cold weather gear as opposed to high wind gear. At the end of the day, wind is wind, you can get it any time of the year. So the poles are 7075 aluminium, 8mm poles, so it weighs 1,500 grams, tear resistance of 9 kilos. You know, that's pretty strong, the material. It's a 20D 380T ripstop, silicon coated, PU coated on the fly sheet. Hydrostatic head of 3,000 millimeters on the fly, and the floor is 5,000 millimeters. So it's going to be suitable for pretty naff weather. And for £135 and 1,500 grams, I think it's a really, really good bargain. Now, although I haven't used that tent myself, the specs look really, really good, and I'd be quite happy to take that out in winter weather. But the rest of the stuff that I have got on this list is pretty much gear that I've used myself. So next up, we're going to look at the sleep system. And the quilt that I'd recommend is the Ice Flames NXT quilt, which has an option of overstuffing. So you can either go 100 or 200 grams more. But I think for a warm quilt, it's a really, really good budget. And also, I've been using this throughout the summer and colder nights, and I'm going to be using it going through the winter, but combined with another setup to give me a little bit extra protection of up to 8 degrees. So this is the quilt. It's got a comfort temperature of -2 and a lower limit of -5. £153, and I don't think you can go wrong with that. This is on AliExpress. You can get it direct from Ice Flame, but it's very, very lightweight. Its pack's tiny. It's incredibly warm, and it lofts up really, really good. On a large with a zip, you're looking at 599 grams as a total weight. So for what you get for weight to warmth ratio, this should see you through the majority of winter temperatures. There's also a link here where you can choose the extra fill, which is about £30, I believe it is, for another 100 grams of down, and you can also choose 200 grams as an option as well. But it's a fantastic quilt. I absolutely love it. It's warm, it's comfortable. You also get pad straps with it hooked to the top section of the actual quilt. So not the base underneath, so it pulls it around the pad. It goes to the top, so you still have quilt underneath you, and it still keeps you warm, and you get no cold spots or drafts coming through. Really, really good quilt. Can't recommend it highly enough. Now, while we're on the conversation of AliExpress, there is currently another offer and a deal going with AliExpress through my team system. So at the moment, you can get extra savings and also earn cashback by buying through AliExpress. If you use my code, you get 5 novice, you get £5 off your purchase of £30, 15 novice gives you £15 off your purchase of £80, 20 novice gives you £20 off your purchase of £120, 30 novice gives you £30 off your purchase of £200. Now this is effective from the 1st of October through to the 1st of November at the moment, and you also get your 10% cash back on everything you buy. There are some exclusions, but the majority of it is going to add into your account, so you can make cash back. And this was so popular over the last 2 times, they decided to do it again, and I think it's a great idea. So if you want to join my team, there's 3 ways you can do it. You can click my link in the description area and start earning, or scan the QR code on the screen now. The majority of the stuff on this video is from AliExpress, and I think it's a great source to get gear from. A lot of people get a bit concerned about AliExpress, about delivery times and about quality and where it's sourced. But they deal with a lot of big manufacturers, and it's just like an Amazon for China as opposed to the UK and America. I've never had an issue getting anything from AliExpress, either on time or decent quality gear. So as long as you pick and choose right, it's like anything. You can buy some absolute twaddle off of Amazon. It doesn't mean that Amazon's bad, it's just the seller. So make sure you buy it from the right places. You can check to see the manufacturers and where they sell them, and you can buy them direct on AliExpress, and it cuts out a bit of a middleman and saves you a lot of money. But with my team system, you also get more discounts now, the more you spend, and you get your cash back as well. So join the team and get your cash back, and we can all work together. The more people you get to join it, the more cash back you can get. Now, I also have an Aegis Max sleep liner. This is what they call a thermolite, I think it is, sleep liner. So basically it's a sock that you just get into inside the quilt or your sleeping bag, and it will add up to 8 degrees of additional warmth to your sleep system. So that's something that I think is really, really good. It only weighs 200 or 300 grams. You can stick it in your bag, pack's tiny, and if you do get cold, you can slip inside that, inside your quilt as well. On AliExpress, it's 26 quid. You know, it's next to nothing for something that could give you another 8 degrees of warmth. There's various different sizes and different temperature ratings, so make sure you get the right one. But for 26 quid, it means you haven't got to change your sleep system completely. You don't have to go and buy a winter and a summer quilt. You can use your quilt throughout the year. Let's face it, in England, at night time it gets cold. It doesn't matter whether it's summer or not, it's still pretty chilly. So with this, you can just leave it at home, bring it out in the winter, add it to your sleep system, and away you go. Next on the sleep system is one of the warmest mats that you can get on the market at the moment, and it's also self-inflating with its own built-in pump, and that is the Flextail R09 mat. I've been using this for quite some time. I love it. It's comfortable, it's incredibly warm, it's got a built-in pump. You just press the button, it pumps itself up and inflates automatically. And I think for the value for money for what you get with that, not only is it the warmest you can get on the market, it's also ASTM rated, so it is properly tested. It's not just a banded about R value, it's legit. But for the price, I think it's the best you can get on the market at the moment. Again, you can get this direct from Flextail, but on AliExpress, for a large, it's only £131 for a 9.5 R value mat. That is just incredible value for money. When you look at the weight of it as well, you're looking at 668 grams for a large mat, £131. I think that's pretty much unbeatable. Now, when it comes to cooking, you can probably use the cooks that you use throughout the year, but if you're using gas in particular, when you get to winter, it can start to struggle with low temperatures. So a lot of people will use a remote canister stove because you can turn the gas canister upside down and it helps with the flow of the gas. And the one that I've been using recently is the Fire Maple Titanium remote gas canister stove. This is the lightest remote gas canister stove in the world. Weighs 95 grams for the whole thing. It's incredibly light. It fits with the G pots, so the G2 and the G3s that have the slots in the bottom, so you get a more efficient burn, use less fuel, and it's also quicker. But this thing weighs 95 grams. Again, on AliExpress, it's £47. You can buy it direct from Fire Maple, and I do have a discount code as well if you prefer to go that way. But I think for the setup, you get a windshield with it, 47 quid, 95 grams. It's an incredible deal. So that's the cooking and the sleep system sorted, but what about you yourself? Well, there's a few options that we can look at. One of the things I've often used, particularly in incredibly low temperatures, is a set of down trousers. Now, I've had nature-like ones in the past that I've managed to burn a hole in, but from AliExpress, I've been sent a new set from Ice Flame, and Ice Flame, I'm quite a fan of those now since having the quilts, and I've got a new set of down trousers. Now, these compress down to next to nothing. The weight is very low, 237 grams. You know, it doesn't weigh a lot. That will pack down inside my sleep system, not a problem at all. But it's incredibly warm, particularly if you're outside of camp walking around. It just gives you a really, really good insulation around your legs, because at the end of the day, yes, we might wear some thermals underneath there, but having that air trapped between you and the outside makes a big difference. Again, these are available on AliExpress, £58, which I think for a pair of down trousers is really, really good. Yeah, admittedly, you might look like a spaceman while you're wearing them, but who cares? You're warm. Another thing I swear by are down booties. I do get cold feet. They're a long way from my heart, so it's struggled to keep them warm. But down boots work incredibly well. I've had Nature Hike ones. These Ice Flame ones here, I think, again, are going to be better than the Nature Hike ones. They're pretty good, but they do them a bit larger as well. And for £23 on AliExpress, they're dirt cheap. They weigh like 55 grams. They're as light as anything, packed down into a little tiny sort of tennis, not even a tennis ball, tiny little package, weigh nothing, taking up no space in your bag, keep your feet incredibly warm. Now, I will often wear a beanie on my head when I'm in my quilt, because the quilt doesn't have a hood on it. So if you have a sleeping bag, this might not be as essential to you. But I think when combined with the quilt, just to keep your head warm, it helps. And there's an option that you can get with a down hood that completely goes around your head, covers your neck as well. So that means you can lay there in your quilt with your head sticking out and you're not going to get a freezing cold head. I've used these in the past. You look like an absolute weirdo, but they are really, really good and they keep you incredibly warm. Again, Ice Flame make these, and on AliExpress, it's less than 23 quid. So for a nice down, goose down hood, £23. Again, it's something that's tiny, it's small, it's lightweight, it just stuffs in your bag. You can tuck it away, you'll never see it in there. Put it on, keeps you incredibly warm. Really, really good little addition to your winter setup. Now, moving away from down, for the last few years, I have worn and sworn by the Montane Prism gloves. Now, these things are incredibly warm. Again, they pack down to a tiny, tiny little size. They're very, very light. They are expensive. I've seen them for sort of £60, £65. I got mine for mid-20s on a deal on Go Outdoors. At the moment, on Go Outdoors, if you are a member, as they're showing at £60, they're £35 on Go Outdoors. Now, say I've used these tons and tons of times, hundreds of times. They're really, really good. Again, I get cold hands. These have always kept me incredibly warm. When you've got them in your pocket or packed in your bag, you won't even notice they're there. But for £35, I think, really, really good bargain. Now, when I first started out wild camping, I got myself a Decathlon MT100 down jacket, and it did see me through the winter. It's rated to -5. That is a movement rating, so it's assuming that you're doing some kind of exertion, i.e. walking. So -5 if you're stationary, you're going to get cold, you need to layer up with it. But it saw me through 2 winters, and I love the jacket. I think it was fairly bereft of some specification, and I've since moved on and got different jackets. But they also offer another one, which is the MT500, and this is a -10 jacket. And I think for 90 quid, it's a major, major bargain. So although I have used the MT100 jacket, I haven't used this one, but I was impressed with the MT100. So the 500 is just going to be that much better. I've seen quite a few people review this jacket and love it. For £90 for a down jacket that is rated to -10, various different color options available as well. I think you can't really go wrong. Decathlon are a very good brand. You get a 2-year warranty with them as well, and they're pretty good specifications, and I think everything they do is always legit with responsible sourced down. And by the way, Ice Flame, everything that I've shown on here is all RDS rated as well, so it's certified as responsibly sourced down. Now, if you want to go a bit more heavy duty on the jacket, there is another one that comes from Decathlon as well, and that is the Malaku jacket. That is made by Simond and sold under the Decathlon branding. But this jacket is only £179. And I think for what you get, it is a major bargain. It looks incredibly warm. I've seen a couple of reviews on YouTube, and people are out up in mountains in this thing and just keeping dead warm. It has a temperature rating use of down to -27, 90% duck, 10% down. Now, it's only a 700 fill power, which isn't high for a down jacket, but I think the specifications on this jacket, and when you look at what people have done with it and used it in mountaineering, for 180 quid, I think it's a major, major bargain. This entire system, the entire setup, comes to £890. Now, that's not bad for everything you're going to need for a winter camp. You could spend that on one tent on its own. So to get everything that you need, apart from your normal general everyday gear, like a backpack, 890 quid. I think it's pretty good. The entire total weight of all of this comes to 3.4 kilos. So again, depends upon what you use and what you choose on this, and also what you've currently got. It gives you a really, really good low base weight. Anyway, that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you get out and get some decent winter camping in. If you did enjoy it, please hit a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all on the next one.